Namaste to one and all. Welcome to my channel. Today's our topic is National Education Policy 2020 Part 3. In Part 1 and 2 we were talking about the new policy, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. In this 5, in Part 2 we were discussing about the Anganwadis, preschools or Balawadikas. That is 3 to 8 years. Among the 3 to 8 years itself, we can see the 3 to 6. That is preschools, Anganwadis and Balawadikas. That is before 5, the children should move to preschools. And according to that, it emphasizes on professionalization of high quality education. Professionalization of high quality education. And according to that, we can see what about the teacher training qualification in preschools. Teacher training qualification. It says that what are the existing Anganwadis or Balawadikas and preschools, it can continue, but at the same time they should undergo with the ECCE program, that is Early Childhood Care Education. How ECCE can be implemented? Here we can see that the Anganwadi workers or the teachers who are having 10 plus 2 and above. In the last part I have already said, those who are having plus 2 and above can undergo a certificate program in ECE. Early Childhood Education, it says Early Childhood Care Education, ECCE and ECE. I think more or less both are the same. And a certificate program in ECE, and that is for 6 months. And those with a lower educational qualification they have to undergo a 1-year diploma program. So those are having lower education than the plus 2 level, they should undergo an educational qualification and 1-year diploma program covering numeracy, early literacy, numeracy and other relevant aspects of ECCE. That is early literacy. What is literacy? Those people who can read and write meaningfully, and especially the literacy, it is at least the age of 7. That is how the literacy rate is measured. Not we are expecting an infant should read and write. Also already attain the age of 7, whether they are 7 and above are able to read and write meaningfully. And early literacy, then numeracy and other relevant aspects which includes in the ECCE. And those programs may be run through, how this training will be given, how this certificate program will be given, how this diploma program will be given. It is according to the digital or distant mode using. They can use, the government may be using the digital or distance mode using DTH channels or smartphones. So with the help of smartphones, with the help of DTH channels, the teachers, the Anganwadi teachers, the preschool teachers, that Balawadikas existing as well as newcomers may be getting the chance, getting the qualification through the digital distance mode using. And another important thing is that even though they are using the virtual classes, we can see that they should be mentored, they should be supervised, they should be mentored by the cluster resource centers of the school education department. The school education department will be having the cluster resource centers. They will supervise, they will mentor them, and at least 1 monthly contact class will be there. At least 1 monthly contact class will be there for the Anganwadi teachers for the continuous assessment. So the teachers will be continuously assessed through the mentoring, at least by the cluster resource centers under school education department. When I say about the school education department, remember about our Ministry of Education, that is earlier it is known as a Human Resource Development, and now you can see it is known as a Ministry of Education. It is renamed again as a Ministry of Education. And then second one, another important aspect regarding the teacher training qualification is that special attention given to employing local teachers. In a particular area we take in that from that area, the local teachers may be given special training. Special attention will be given to them, the female teachers, and in the disadvantaged areas. So they will look for which are the disadvantaged area. That means literally those who are backward, and that area we can see that given special attention will be given while employing the local teachers, especially the lady teachers, and also the focusing on the disadvantaged area and areas with a large pupil to teacher ratio, that is PTR ratio, pupil to teacher ratios, or high rates of illiteracy. If there is high rates of illiteracy in a particular area, it has been identified, that area also will be given special attention. So special attention is given in the local areas, but the teachers will be given, lady teachers will be given, and we can see that if the large pupil to teacher ratios are there, large pupil to ratio, that means pupil to teacher ratio PTR is 30:1. That is PTR is 30:1. If it is 40:1, 45:1 or 50:1, there you know that special attention would be given. And if that much illiteracy, high rates of illiteracy is there, that is socially, economically disadvantaged areas there, we can see that the ratio will be 25:1. That is a recommendation done by the new education policy. So instead of 30:1, socially, economically backward areas should be given lesser ratio. Instead of 30:1 as a national level PTR, it should bring down to 25:1. That means that one teacher may look after one teacher. Under one teacher, 25 pupils, 25 students will be there. Then in the long run, we can see how the government is intervening, how the state government is intervening. The teacher training qualification preschool level, in the longer term, the state government shall prepare cadres of professionally qualified educators for early childhood care education through first stage, that is stage specific professional training, mentoring mechanisms, and career mapping. This is how the state government shall prepare cadres of professionally qualified educators for early childhood care education. So three aspects are there. One is a stage specific professional training. Second one is mentoring mechanisms. I told you already mentoring mechanism. And third one is career mapping. And necessary facilities will be also created for the initial professional preparation of these educators and their continuous professional development. So that is the thing, these educators for their CPD. And then we can see the asramashalas should be created in tribal dominated in all formats of alternative schools. So ECCE should be started in asramashalas. That is the name given here, asramashalas, in tribal dominated in areas, and in all formats of alternative schooling, in all formats this type of alternative schooling should be started in a phased manner. That is according to the time period. First of all, the Anganwadis, the preschooling according to the ECCE, asramashalas in tribal dominated areas, and in all formats of alternate schooling should be in a phased manner. And the same thing, how the training, earlier we told +2 and above what type of training, and below that what they should undergo. So all this through the DTH, through the smartphones, and the same type, and mentoring, all this, the same thing may be in the case of the asramashalas also, about the qualification of the teachers and the training of the teachers. Then coming to the curriculum and pedagogy, and in pedagogy there is teaching learning activities, and the curriculum and the pedagogy will lie with the MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource and Development. But I told you this name has changed and now it became the Ministry of Education, and to ensure its continuity from pre-primary school through primary school and ensure due attention to the foundational aspect of education. So when this new education policy drafted several months back, July the name has been changed, and so to ensure its continuity from pre-primary school through primary school. So the Ministry of Education should ensure what are the curriculum, what are the pedagogy giving to the Anganwadis or preschools, and it should have to ensure continuity in pre-primary schools through primary school. It should give pre-primary school, and through pre-primary school it should be given to the primary schools, and ensure due attention the foundational aspect of education. So this 5 year is a foundational aspect of education, that is 3 to 8 years. Among the 3 to 8 years, we are first part is 3 to 6 years regarding Anganwadis, Balavadigas and preschoolings, where it is mandatory that the children should be sent to this education centers, and it should undertaken jointly by Ministry of Education, Women and Child Development, that is WCD, and Health and Family Welfare, HFW, and Tribal Affairs, so how it can be done? It should be done, the three agencies, that is one is Ministry of Education, then another is Child Development, Women Child Development, and Health and Family Welfare, HFW, that is Health and Family Welfare, HFW, and Tribal Affairs Department. And here it should ensure that there is a smooth integration of early childhood care education in the school education. Most often we have seen till now the pre-primary schools, Anganwadis, Balavadigas, they may be having differences. What is taught in one Balavadika may not be the same thing taught in the Anganwadis. We used to find when they reach in the standard level, the school level, we can see that whatever they have learned, it is not having correct or maybe having some differences. So in order to remove that, and in order to have a correct professional qualification, professionalization of high quality education in the foundation level, the government has laid down these instructions under the NEP 2020. I hope you understood the training programs should be given to the Anganwadi workers or the Balavadigas and the preschooling. Thank you.